let me just go over just a couple of announcements. Some of these are you've heard, some of them you probably haven't. We're still in Cougar Connection Week, today being Wednesday. On this campus we have an HIV awareness seminar, and they say it's in the Space Center, A105, Building A, Room 105. That's not a particularly great room to have a seminar in, I don't think. So watch out and see if it's changed. But they list it as A105. Okay? And that will be from 1 to 2 this afternoon. On the Birmingham campus, they call it Serve Day, and that starts at 3 o'clock. And that's all they say about it, 3 o'clock Serve Day. Tomorrow, since we won't be meeting before then, everything's on the Birmingham campus. There is I'll be announcing this in just a minute, Student Organization Induction Ceremony, okay, in the A.G. Gaston Auditorium, which is on the Birmingham East Campus, okay? The time for that is 1 o'clock, I believe it is. So small print. And then, in the evening, there's a pool party. Now, believe it or not, there is a pool at the Birmingham West Campus, and that's in the Arthur Shores Fine Arts Building, where you would expect to find a pool, right? That's also our gymnasium and weight rooms and pool, okay? So there is a very nice indoor facility there, so the pool party will be there in the gym from 4 to 6. So if you can go and participate, please feel free to. I have a feeling there will be plenty of food, music, and a pretty much fun time all the way around. All right, now back to the induction ceremonies. Come and witness the induction of your Student Government Association officers, the Lawson State ambassadors, as well as induction of members into Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and Kappa Beta Delta Honor Society for Business. The guest speaker is Galvin Billups. He's an executive director in the Mayor's Office Division of Youth Services, City of Birmingham. The program will be tomorrow, the 20th, at 1 o'clock in the A.G. Gaston Auditorium on the Birmingham East Campus. Okay? Okay. Most of the time, I would say I'm not anticipating many of you to respond to this, but I could be mistaken. If you're a career tech, you could be taking your math right at the end of your academic program. If you're more on the academic side, this Math 100 would be near the beginning of your program. Are any of you close to graduation? Oh, okay, good. This term or next? This term. You've got to apply to graduate by tomorrow. You already did. Great, thanks. Okay, did you do the new 3-step process? Good deal. Okay, so that, just know. How about next term? Are any of you planning to graduate in the spring? Okay? Know that the best time to apply to graduate is not the term you're going to graduate, it's the term before you graduate. The reason for this is part of the procedure here. Now, this is they sent this to us, but it should have been landscape, not letter style, because it cut off part of it. But there's plenty of these posters around. You first do a degree audit, and then you take that to your advisor, and y'all talk over what you need to graduate, okay? And then you apply online, okay? If you do this the term before you're scheduled to graduate, then you can get with your advisor and find out, oh, I have to take that, or hey, you don't need to take, You can find out exactly what you need and what you are missing, and therefore line those up. And what's more, if you do it ahead of time, what if you don't see it on spring schedule? Now, time out now. Spring schedule is not out yet. It'll be out probably in about, sometime mid to late October or early November, okay? But once it's out, then that's the time to get with your advisor and set up the next term schedule, okay? And if there's a class that you have to have and it's not being offered or is a time you can't do it, then that gives you time to work with the instructor or work with the administration to see if there's a course substitution you can do. But you see, if you wait until your last term, then you're pretty much running out of time, okay? It's going to be really tough if you find out there's one course out there that you can't get. You don't have a lot of flexibility. But if you find it out early, you can talk with that department and say, hey, do you think y'all could offer this next term? And, well, yeah, if there's enough interest, and they may get it on the schedule, maybe even at a time that fits them. So the best time to apply to graduate is the term before you graduate, okay? So remember that for the future. Now, here's a couple of opportunities. It sounds like they're mostly on the Birmingham campus, but I can't swear to that because these could happen on either campus. But the people who sent these are both Birmingham campus people. But if you're ever over there, or if it's no problem to get over there, you might find these worth your while to do. The Office of Student Services is seeking students who are interested in becoming note takers. About 2 or 3 years ago, I had a student in my physical science class who was in a wheelchair. I think it was cerebral palsy, and he could not take notes. I mean, there's no way. Bright guy, really a really sharp student, but he couldn't write, okay? So, because of his cerebral palsy. And so our Office of Disability Services provided him note takers. Sometimes they didn't show up, and then other students volunteered to do it and stuff like that. But it's in two ways it's a rewarding thing. You're helping someone out, but what's more, they pay you to do it, okay? You can get paid to be a note taker. So if that's a good skill of yours, check with Miss Janine Jones. She's Student Services Specialist. I've got her email address, jjones@lawsonstate.edu. I have a phone number if you want to call her. Give it a shot, okay? Now, if you want to talk with someone in person on this campus, Dr. Renee Herndon is her boss. So you can check with Dr. Herndon and find out details. There may actually be some opportunities on this campus as well. Here's another one. The Space Center, we talked about that just a little earlier, is looking to hire, again, you get paid for it, peer tutors, that's you guys, in areas of, and y'all are real good in math, English, biology, computer science, and Spanish, okay? And again, the person that's listed as a contact person is on the Birmingham West Campus, Miss Leslie Harper, student persistence counselor. I've got her email address, lharper@lawsonstate.edu, and also her phone number if you want to contact her. We have a Space Center here too, and they may be looking for tutors. So check it out. That's down in room A105. That's down this long hallway here. Go to the second exit door. Go down when you come around the corner. It's right there by the stairwell. So check that out too. Great opportunity. And guess what, folks? I think probably the thing that helped me most in math, to understand math the most, is when I started tutoring other people in math. Because I could make, good enough on a test, but if I had to explain it to somebody, I had to know it a lot better than that. So that is a great thing to do. Not just math, any subject. If you are you're helping someone out, and you're helping yourself, and you're getting paid for it. That's a win-win-win situation, just like Q coming in, right? Okay, win situation. All right, good deal. All right. Anyone else come in since I called roll? All right, let's get to math then. Any questions on what we've done so far? All right. We are, to remind ourselves, I wasn't paying close attention to the book. I didn't realize they skipped 2 or 3 focus on factoring problems in the text. They skipped them in the PowerPoint. I went to the last one, which was the first one they showed here. We skipped a couple. So we're on page 12 in Module 11. This is a strange book. They number the pages by modules. Module 11, page 12, about the middle of the page. Focus on factoring a polynomial using trial factors, or any way you want to. Now, let me get the pen set up. Okay. Here is this focus, the one on page 12. 15 minus 2x minus x squared. Okay? Is that factorable? Can you tell just looking at it? Maybe, maybe not. Okay? So it's worth an effort to give it a shot, right? Now, one of my first inclinations would be to write it in descending order of power. You know, standard form. But guess what? That's not going to change much. In fact, that may introduce something that's a little confusing. So let's try to factor it just as it stands. It is in ascending order of the powers. If it was mixed up, you need to get it in one or the other. But I think we can do it just like that. Let's see if we can. Let's set up, pretend there is a binomial factorization there. Now, starting off, there's multiple factorizations for 15. Give me one of them. Second? 3 and 5. Okay, let's try that. Let's try 3 here and 5 there. Okay? Then we go where? The sign of the last term. What is it? What does that tell you? Opposite signs. These two signs are going to be opposite. Which way you want to put them? Negative and positive. Let's try it. Okay? Now, what's the only possible factorization for x squared? X times x. Okay. Let's check it and see if we got it first time. 3 times 5, 15. That's correct. Okay. Then we got a plus 3x minus 5x. What does that give you? Negative 2x. You got it first shot. And minus x times x is minus x squared. Yep, you got it. So you get the happy face. Okay? Everybody see that? See how it works. Okay? Now, the checking it was for your own cultural enlightenment, satisfaction. That's your answer. I've had some people on tests at the end write down their check, which was, of course, the original problem, I think. Okay, I know what they did here, but I need to see the answer, not what the problem was. Okay, so be sure you put the factored form. All right, there is a check your understanding 3 at the bottom of that page. Oh, and by the way, they go through their long rigmarole of all the trial factors, and frankly, you don't need to do all those. Do it just like we did. Try something. If it works, you got it. If it doesn't work, try something else. Okay, that's why it's trial and error. If you like the way, the organized, systematic way they do it in the trial factors, go for it. It works. It's perfectly fine to do that. Okay? Now, like I said, there's a check yourself, check your understanding 3 at the bottom. Highly recommend you do that as soon as you can after class. Possibly if you're going soon to one of the tutoring labs, great place to do it there too. All right, we've already done the one that's on the screen, 3x cubed minus 23x plus minus 23x squared plus 14x. Does anyone need to see that again or one like it? No. Okay. And there's a check your understanding 4 that follows that one. And you probably already have done that, but if not, please do it. And then there's the practice problems. And this book is very generous with these. Only 3. Okay, I don't know why they have so few problems, but please do, only 5. Please do 1 through 5. And again, a great thing to do in your tutoring lab if it's coming up soon. If it's not coming up soon, do it soon. Okay, do these. Any questions on objective of 11.3A? That finishes 11.3A. All right, so let me just scroll through this. These are the ones we did before. That's how they do their trial factors. And if you like that, do it. I'm not knocking it at all. Not too much, anyway. Okay. All right. And let's go to the next file, PowerPoint. Well, not doing. Okay. Oh. 11.3B. It did go to that one. Okay. I didn't notice it. Remind me? Huh? Johnson. Okay, got it. My hearing is so bad. Kylie, right? Okay. Good deal. Okay. About 20 weeks into the term, I will have gotten all your names done. Okay. All right. Okay, never mind. Let's go slideshow from current slide. And here we have factoring polynomials, module 11, which we've seen on every section so far. And 11.3, factoring polynomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, which we saw in the last one too. This time we're doing objective 11.3B, which is factor trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c by grouping, and guess what? I've already shown you that, okay? So we'll do it, but just to remind you. Now, that doesn't look like that was grouped. Why not? Why not? 3 terms, exactly. To group, you got to have an even number of terms. 4 preferably, but you could have more, okay? And it just reminded me of something. Time out for just a minute before we move into this. I had meant to do this last time, and I forgot. I got it for one person, but not to all. This class, way to go, people. Big class, 29 people now. It did have 30. You were one of the larger classes, and yet you're getting your work done really quickly. First one to have all the quizzes in by the first test day. That was way to go on that. Now, if you haven't done the first test, so all of you should have your first quiz back, right? Everybody got it back? Did you get yours back? I know I had it. First, that's what I started looking for, because I had yours. I thought I did. There it is. No, I don't know. I know I had it. It must have gotten separated somewhere. But I'll find it ultimately somewhere. Okay, but everybody should have theirs back. Maybe, hopefully. Okay, now, let's talk about the first test. All have taken that except one. So please get that done soon so I can get all those back to you before we have the second test. Okay. All right, so we'll factor by grouping, which we've already done using what method? Y'all remember? 2 letters. AC method, yes. We split those up, and then we had 4 terms, and then we could group. Okay? So, that's, I think, what we're going to be doing here. To factor a polynomial, a quadratic, okay, ax squared plus bx plus c, first find 2 factors, AC, the product of A times C, whose sum is B. 2 factors of AC whose sum is B. First thing you do, find what AC is, and then start factoring that until you get the whose sum is B. Use the 2 factors to rewrite the middle term of the trinomial as the sum of 2 terms. Now you got 4 terms. Now you factor by grouping. Okay? So that's the procedure. We've already done it. Remember, the first step in factoring a trinomial is what? What's the first thing you always do? Say again?
Determine if it has the greatest common factor.
Exactly. You always factor out greatest common factor first. Very good. You read through my shirt. Never mind. Okay. All right. So let's try one. All right. Factor that. Well, let me check. This book is notorious. Yeah, okay, that is the next one. So we got it right. What would you do first? Anybody? Help me. And what is it? Even if you don't know the greatest, pick a common factor. Any common factor. Anybody? Y, okay, let's get a Y out of there. Anything else while we're getting the Y? How about 4? So let's try 4Y and see what happens. What's left? A little louder. 4 going to 24. 6 x squared. Help me. Minus 4 going to 76. Anyone know that? How about 4 into 7? 4 into 7. 1 with 3 left over. 4 into 36. 9 x plus 10. Done. Okay. Good choice, people. How do I know it won't factor in? There aren't any more common factors? Guess what 19 is? A prime number. No factorization other than self and 1. So, yep, you did it on the first try. Got the greatest common factor. Are we through factoring? No! We got to check and see if this will factor any further. Now, don't forget about your 4y. It's still a factor, so we'll write that down. But now, you want to try trial and error on that one? Probably not. Here's one reason. This has multiple factors here, and this has multiple factors. So a good technique might be the AC method. So how does that work? AC is equal to what? Say again? You may have said it. I just can't hear well. 6 times 10? 60. Okay. What's your B? Negative 19. Okay. Now, what does that tell you? It tells me I just crashed my computer. Okay? This chair has a hook on it that every now and then catches my computer and trashes everything. Okay. All right, let's see how bad the damage is. There's one unknown piece on the floor here. I don't know what that's from. Okay. Probably from right there. Yeah.
Let me see it. You can
No, this is fine. I think so.
Fix it.
Okay. I think it was all cosmetic. I hope so anyway. And I'm not big into cosmetics, so never mind. Okay. Let's see if this will come back. Now, I don't know what happened to Screencast-O-Matic. We'll see. Okay. This hasn't happened in a long time, and I think what I've done before is push the desk further that way to keep that from catching on that. I've just got to be, there it came up. Seems like Screencast-O-Matic is still running, so there's probably a big crash in there and some dead time. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's see if the pen's still right. Yes, wait, no, take that back. Yeah, the pen still writes too. All right, so the B was negative 19. All right, now what would have done that? Okay, that, yeah, we'll see. Let me, says, nothing. Okay. Function. Okay. Let me try the. Oh, I think I used that. Let me try a couple of tricks here. Function F10. That did nothing. Function F10. Still did nothing. Okay. Try another function, F10. And it seems like I've lost everything now. It doesn't like function F10. There we go. Did anything happen there? No.
You're going to shut down and restart so that can reconnect.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, right in the middle of things here, I'm going to shut this down.